Hi, my name is Cynthia Kersey, and I'd like to welcome you to the Unstoppable Giving Challenge. Our mission is to build a minimum of 40 schools in Africa, and we are well on our way. And today's interview is really special to me because you're going to meet one of the founders of our in-country partner, Free the Children, and get an update on what your generous contribution is really doing to impact children and communities around the world. So I want you to know that the in-country partners that we select are of the highest caliber and integrity and are really delivering already on your donation. So the gentleman you're about to meet is, in my opinion, one of the most extraordinary people on the planet, and yet he's only 26 years old. That's the same age as my son, and I remember interviewing Craig Kielburger for my first book back in 1997 when Free the Children was a young organization. And I've been so impressed with him that I've been following his work now for 13 years and actually attended Craig's Meet a Week conference in Toronto last October, where over 6,000 young people came together to stand for the elimination of poverty in their lifetime. And Craig, I have to tell you, it was one of the most amazing events of my life. I left with so much hope of today's generation and what you're going to be doing. So Craig, in my estimation, really represents a new generation of leaders who is really helping this planet address some of the most crucial social issues of our time. So I'm deeply honored to have Craig on this call. I have to take just another minute to give you some more information about him. Craig is, like I said, extraordinary. He's an accomplished child rights activist. He's a New York Times best-selling author. He has an amazing book, Meet a Week. I recommend it to everybody. He's the founder of Free the Children. Free the Children is the world's largest network of children helping children through education. And under Craig's leadership, Free the Children has reached more than 1 million young people through its domestic and international programs. The organization has built, get this, more than 500 schools in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, providing daily education to more than 50,000 children. And Free the Children's latest initiative is a joint project with none other than Oprah Winfrey, her angel network, called the O Ambassadors. And it's an unprecedented program designed to educate and inspire over 1 million young people across North America to become socially engaged and take action to help their underprivileged peers overseas. Craig's also the co-founder of Me to We, and the goal of Me to We is to encourage ethical living and social responsibility while also helping Free the Children achieve financial sustainability. I could probably spend an hour just talking about how great you are, Craig. But it is really my honor to welcome the unstoppable Craig Kielburger to our call today. Welcome, Craig.
Thank you. Thank you for the very kind words, and very much appreciated. But, of course, thank you for the support from the Unstoppable Foundation with the schools and the projects in Africa. That is what we are especially deeply appreciative for.
Yeah. Well, I hear you, and we're excited about that. And I wanted to just take a moment for anyone who may be unfamiliar with your story. I told you I share your story all the time when I'm speaking, but just take a moment to let our listeners know how you started Free the Children and what really compelled you to do something so extraordinary.
Well, the readers who are listening to the very kind introduction and doing the math in their minds probably realized I started very young and wasn't looking for a volunteer position or trying to get engaged. I grew up in the suburbs, a very ordinary childhood. Both my parents were school teachers, wasn't very aware of global issues, and was looking for the comics in the local newspaper and saw on the front page this picture of a young boy and an article about his life. He was from Pakistan. His name was Iqbal Masih. And when he was 4 years old, his family was so desperately poor, they sold him into slavery. And he worked making carpets until he was 10 years old. He escaped and started speaking out against his conditions in Pakistan and was killed at the age of 12. He was assassinated for speaking out on behalf of children. And I was 12 when I looked at this article, and I looked at his life in Pakistan. I looked at my life in North America and these two corners of this world, and those differences made me so angry that I tore out that newspaper article. I brought it to my class. I said, I need your help. I don't know what we're going to do, but we have to do something. Mm-hmm. And with a small group of friends, started Free the Children back in 1995 as a network to help young people and now anyone who's interested in global issues, who's really searching to help, with the simple belief that we can free children from abuse and exploitation and poverty. And here in North America, free kids from the idea that they're too young to make a difference.
Right. You know, that's one reason I share your story, because I think, you know, here you were a 12-year-old child. No one was really taking you all that seriously. I mean, you were trying to get a meeting with the Prime Minister and all of these people, and you got a lot of pushback in the beginning because of your age.
A lot of people said how cute, how, you know, this group of kids want to change the world, and they kind of tapped us on the head and moved us along. You know, I remember when we first started, we used to pick up the phone and call other organizations and say, we want to help, we want to volunteer, we want to get engaged. And people would say, great, you know, go to school, get a good job, get an education, and then you can change things. Mm-hmm. And I believe that no matter where we are, no matter what position we find ourselves in life, whether we're 12 years old, whether we're, you know, retired senior, whether we're a parent or a teacher or juggling part-time job or we all have something to give, and not just financially, but in our time, in volunteerism, in raising awareness about issues and speaking out, and with the simple belief that if 12-year-olds can do it, then anybody can do it.